I lost the remainder of my sight at age 29. I woke up one morning and the little vision I had left was gone. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I really had no plans. It was a frustrating thing. I moved into this little 9 by 12 foot room in the back of my house, and I had my radio, my telephone, my tape recorder. That was my whole world. I thought I'd never leave there again. And the thought of, wow, traveling millions of miles, or writing 50 books and having 8 of them turned into movies, or speaking to millions of people in arena events, or talking to you and your audience here today, that would have seemed as foreign to me as going to the moon. So I sat month after month in my little self-imposed prison there, and I got really kind of depressed. And the one real fortunate thing that happened, that little room in the back of our house, before I'd lost my sight, that had been our TV room. And so I knew across the room there from me is a television and our video player with a bunch of my favorite classic movies. And one day, out of sheer boredom, I put one of those movies on, an old Humphrey Bogart film called The Big Sleep, about Philip Marlowe, the detective. And, I thought, I've seen it so many times, I'll just be able to follow along and remember. And it worked for a while, but then somebody shot somebody and somebody screamed and I heard the car speed away and I got really frustrated. And I said the magic words. I said, somebody ought to do something about that. And that was the beginning of narrative television. The whole world's praying for a great idea and they trip over one about 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. The only thing you got to do to have a great idea is go through your daily routine, wait for something bad to happen, and ask yourself, how could I have avoided that? And the answer to that question is a great idea. And the only thing you got to do to turn your great idea into a great business is ask one more question. How can I help other people avoid that? Because the world will give you fame and fortune and everything you ever wanted if you'll just worry about them and solve their problems. Because life and success and money and fortune and legacy is not about me, it's about them. And we succeed by creating value in the lives of others. So somehow in the process of solving my problem of not being able to access television, I created a system so I could enjoy television and movies. And now we help the 13 million blind and visually impaired Americans and many millions more around the world access television and movies. Because for a lot of your audience, unless you're blind or visually impaired, you don't realize that television, movies, educational videos are among the top entertainment, educational, informational sources in our society. And if you're not able to access that, wow, it's just one more thing that separates you from the rest of the world.